This video is brought to you by Against the Flow of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is a book about Jake Fayard, a Marine veteran who is unhappy with the political machine running the state of Mississippi. He decides to fight the corruption from the inside. Jake will face more challenges than he ever has and will stand up for what he thinks is right. His notoriously hot temper will push him to the edge of murder, along with his friend and brother Kobe Barhanovich. Together, they will fight the system and give the power back to the citizens of Mississippi.
Against the Flow of Mississippi was written by Anthony Oksenholt and was published by Oksenholt Biloxi Publishing, LLC. A link to the book will be placed in the description below.
Yeah, this a revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes. That's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice. Don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence.
They've had their say. Seems like they've had that kind of say around here for too long. Look, I had to stand up for myself alone. I went in there to remind them that somewhere in this world there's still a little law and order left. To let them know in the only kind of terms that their kind understand is that they can't bribe or threaten their way out of what they did. Let them do this to me and get away with it, and you give them the eternal right to do the same damn thing to any one of you.
Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt, where we report the facts and we are not for sale. If you have a news story or something that's on your mind, please feel free to give us a call at 228-337-2099. Be glad to have you on. Thank you for listening, and we do appreciate all that you do to support us and keep free and independent journalism doing what we do best. This is an open letter to Congressman Bennie Thompson, 2nd Congressional District in Mississippi. Sir, if you have any questions on what I am fixing to say in this video, please feel free to give me a call at 228-337-2099. Congressman, sir, respectfully, I do respect you. I do not live in your district. I live in the 4th district in Mike Azale's district. I know Mike, but I don't think that he would be willing to push what I'm asking for. Sir, what I'm asking you for is to see if you can modify or get Section 1983 modified to include federal lawsuits on federal agents. And I would like this to be put in there retroactively. In other words, it should not go into effect when legislation goes into effect. It should go into effect retroactively back to the statute of limitations. Let me qualify what I'm saying here. If a police officer on the street violates the rights of a U.S. citizen, they can be sued under Section 1983 Federal Civil Rights. If a police officer violates the 4th Amendment by performing an illegal search or using excessive force, or if they violate the 5th Amendment by coercing a confession unlawfully, or if they violate the 8th Amendment, as in my former profession, which is corrections, by, let's just say, allowing an inmate to be raped, which is a violation of cruel and unusual punishment, 8th Amendment, they can be, they can be sued under Section 1983. Who is exempt from 1983, though? Federal agents.
I haven't done anything. You know it. Who gives a fuck? I'm a federal agent. You know what that means, you low-life motherfucker? You got no rights. Your life is mine. I could kick your teeth down your throat, yank them out your ass, so I'm not even violating your civil rights.
ICE, ATF, DEA, FBI, Homeland Security, TSA, all of these agents are exempt from being sued. This effectively, sir, puts them above the law. I am of the opinion that in our founding fathers' infinite wisdom, that they did not want the Fourth Amendment to be able to be superseded by a federal authority. I am of the opinion, sir, that our rights are inalienable rights granted to us by our Creator. I love the Constitution. Not too crazy about the 16th Amendment, but we'll go with that. I think the 16th Amendment is legalized theft. But I do love the Bill of Rights. I love the 14th Amendment. I believe every American in this country has a right to be free from any encroachment on our Bill of Rights. I believe this is what makes this country what it's supposed to be. Now, sir, we all saw what happened in Minneapolis, and, everybody's got their own opinion. I'm former law enforcement. I'm former corrections. In other videos, I've said it, but I'll say it here for your benefit, sir, if you see this video, and I hope you do. That woman was murdered. Miss Good was murdered by federal law enforcement agents. Period. Her life was taken. And criminally, Minnesota probably, well, I don't know what Minnesota's going to do. I don't know if they're going to prosecute the man or not. They, in my opinion, have every right to under the state law, under the murder statute or homicide statute, whatever it is up there. But what about this lady's kids? Shouldn't they be compensated for losing their mother? Under the current law, they will not get that. There was a case several months ago in Oklahoma to where ICE agents raided the house of somebody who hasn't lived there in 5 years. The new people that were living there were traumatized. They were held handcuffed at gunpoint in their home, and they were doing nothing more than just moving in. Phones were seized. They couldn't call anybody. They seized money. They seized everything they could of value. They left these people destitute. And there was no accountability there. Yeah, there was media outrage, but that faded. Now, I'm seeing, and I don't know how true this is, but I just seen on Facebook that ICE is going door to door in St. Paul, Minnesota, and, bothering people about their immigration status. Here is my problem, sir. You and I both live in the great state of Mississippi. We're both gun owners. We both believe in the rule of law. We both believe in the castle doctrine. I hope you do anyway. I certainly do. I believe that somebody's home is their castle. And I believe that without a warrant, nobody should enter the house without consent. I don't care if it's the highway patrol. I don't care if it's the city police, the county sheriff, or federal agents. Now, I live on the coast, sir. As I mentioned, I live on the coast. If the Harrison County Sheriff's Department or the Long Beach Police Department, where I live, kicked my door in without a warrant, I could sue them under Section 1983. Absent them having exigent circumstances, I could sue them. And qualified immunity, I can probably get the Fifth Circuit to disqualify it. But if an ICE agent kicks my door in to ask my immigration status because I simply said, you're not entering and I'm not answering questions, as is my right under the 4th and 5th Amendments, I have no recourse. If they kick my door in, I just have to deal with it and fix my door. This is wrong on every fundamental level that this country was founded on. We had the 4th Amendment because we didn't like the fact that the redcoats that we fought, the British government, British soldiers, can just have the run of the mill of our houses and our papers and our effects and our persons. So we said, you will not. Now, we have federal agents acting just like those same redcoats that we kicked out of this country 240 something years ago, doing the exact same thing. Why are we not allowed to hold these people civilly accountable? I think if we did start holding these people civilly accountable at the federal level, this may stop. This means, sir, that qualified immunity needs to go away. This means that Section 1983 means that I can sue the agent individually and his agency and his supervisors who gave the order. That's what we need to have in this country. We already have it for local law enforcement. Why is federal law enforcement exempt? Why are they above the law? I am of the opinion, sir, that nobody is above the law in this country. I believe in the rule of law. I believe that we should stand tall and say, you absolutely will not. And if we can't stand tall and say, you will not, then what country do we live in, sir? I ask you, I will be happy to draft it. If you don't want to, I'll be glad to draft it. I ask you to try to push it through with your colleagues. I do believe that you will get some Republicans crossing the aisle to help you. You're going to get a lot of pushback, sir. But I do believe that this can be done. I thank you for your service. You've served the state of Mississippi well. And I hope that you continue to serve the state of Mississippi. You have a good day, sir.